It begins in the shadows of a home that should have been a sanctuary, but became a training ground. No one notices it at first. You are 7 years old, standing in a hallway, staring into the eyes of a parent who is falling apart. Maybe it's the heavy fog of addiction. Maybe it's the explosive heat of unmanaged rage. Or maybe it's just the hollow, terrifying silence of a soul too broken to show up. In that moment, something ancient and cold clicks in your small mind. It's a biological survival switch. You realize that if you don't hold the world together, it will crush you. This is the moment a child disappears. Not physically, but psychologically. You didn't just mature, you underwent a forced metamorphosis. You traded your playfulness for a mask of competence. You became the emotional thermostat of the house, regulating everyone else's temperature while your own heart froze. The world called you responsible. Dark psychology calls you a shadow architect. In the academic world, they call this parentification, but let's call it what it really is, a brutal, involuntary apprenticeship in social engineering. You were forced to become the caregiver, the mediator, the therapist, and the protector before your brain was even fully formed. According to EDSA standards, we must view this not as a tragedy, but as a specialized developmental path. This environment rewired your neural pathways. When a child is consistently put in charge of an adult's emotional regulation, it creates hyper-vigilance. You didn't just learn to read people, you became a human sonar system. You are always scanning for danger. You walk on eggshells, but you've learned to do it so quietly that no one even hears you coming. You aren't just sensitive, you are a tactical observer. You notice the slight tightening of a jaw, the microdilation of a pupil, the subtle shift in a person's breathing pattern. These aren't just observations, they are data points in your survival algorithm. Early on, you learned the most cynical truth of human interaction. Love is never a gift, it is a transaction. In your world, love was the currency you earned by being useful, by being quiet, by anticipating needs before they were even felt. You provided peace, and in exchange, you were granted a temporary reprieve from chaos. This turns you into an adult who never does anything just because. Every kind word, every favor, every smile you give is a calculated move on a chessboard. You have become an expert at giving people exactly what they crave, validation, safety, or silence, so that you can secure your own position. You don't build relationships, you engineer systems of mutual debt. You are the perfect friend or the indispensable partner, but under that helpful exterior lies a mind that is always calculating the cost of the interaction. You feel no guilt for this, because for you, unconditional love is a myth told to people who never had to fight for their lives. When the world around you became too loud or too painful, you discovered your greatest shield, dissociation. You learned how to simply not be there while still standing in the room. In your adult life, this has evolved into a professional kill switch. While others are drowning in the chaos of a conflict or the heat of an argument, you can simply flip the switch. You become absolute zero. Your emotions vanish, leaving behind a cold, crystalline, analytical mind. This makes you invincible in high-stakes negotiations and social warfare. You can watch a project fail or a relationship end and feel nothing but the drive to calculate your next move. This isn't numbness, it's a high-level defensive mechanism that allows you to operate in environments that would shatter a normal person. You aren't afraid of the dark because you were raised in it. Stillness doesn't bother you. It's the vacuum you use to entrap your opponents. Most psychologists will tell you that you need to heal your inner child. They want you to become soft, to cry, to let go of your control. But in this niche, we know better. Healing isn't about returning to a softness you never had. It's about weaponizing the strength you were forced to build. The first step is shadow work, the process of validating the rage and the power you've hidden behind your mask of maturity. No one is coming to rescue the child you buried alive. You are the only one who can go back into those shadows and reclaim that power. You didn't deserve that childhood, but you survived it, and in doing so, You became a master of social dynamics. Your maturity was a survival strategy, but now it is your scepter. You are no longer a victim of your past. You are the architect of a future where you decide the rules. You inherit a life where you are always holding your breath, waiting for permission to finally fall apart. But here is the truth. You don't need permission. You are the master of the void. Stop apologizing for your strength. Stop hiding your radar. Start using your ability to scan, calculate, and control for your own objectives. You were never just a child. You were a soldier in a war you didn't start. Now that the war is over, you get to keep the weapons. You can choose to be soft when you want, but you will always have the steel underneath. You aren't broken. You are finally becoming whole. And for the first time, you are growing up the right way. Not through fear, but through the unrelenting mastery of truth. Welcome home, Architect.